We are privileged to have Rauf Aregbesola and SaharaTV studio. It's a pleasure having you once again, Pa.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm very pleasant. First and foremost, we absolutely commend the late legal luminary, Chief Gani Adeniyi, the maverick and wizard in terms of law. This is not the first time that the issuance of letter to the presidents or head of the state come up. Because, let's go straight to the memory. On Sunday, November 21st, 1993, the late Chief Gani Adeniyi of blessed memory wrote a strong-worded letter to the late General Sani Abacha, the 3 days after the coup against Olusegun. Gani wrote a letter, warning letter to the Abacha, that the way that you perpetrated evil to gain the power of Nigeria is illegal. The same thing happened to Olu Anagoruwa. Gani Adeniyi wrote a strong-worded letter to him, warned him to that he should not accept the appointment letter of General Sani Abacha. That appointment will mold the good name of Olu Anagoruwa. Anagoruwa refused to agree. That was Monday 29, the same November 1993. The same thing happened to Sir Adetokunbo Ademola, wrote a letter to Gani Adeniyi. In the case of Nigeria Bar Association versus Gani Adeniyi, Gani Adeniyi replied, that was 1985, replied to Sir Adetokunbo Ademola. That was February 23rd, 1985. Then for Obasanjo to write a letter to the president, incumbent and sitting president of the country, it's not a new thing. It's not a big deal. Because it has been done for the personality of this country. Obasanjo have a fundamental right by the virtue of Section 25 as a citizen of this country by birth. As I said last time, even if it is by registration, when you discover that the government of your country does not properly follow the rule of law, according to the 7th schedule of the 1999 Constitution as amended, Buhari, Pa Muhammadu Buhari, made a oath of swearing, according to that 7th schedule that I made mention, which is oath of allegiance, that I, Muhammadu Buhari, will follow the rule of law starting from the section 14, that the nation, the establishment of the nation, the federation, and the country will stand on a full democracy and social justice. That is what section 14.6, as amended 1999 Constitution. But for the president that they make a oath of allegiance, deviated 2-3 months after the swearing is illegal. Obasanjo, according to the Justice Kayode Eso, late justice, made mention one thing in the case of Rason Kuti versus Attorney General of the Federation. That was 1985. It's in Nigeria Weekly Law Report. The same thing happened to Saudi and versus Abdullahi. That is Nigeria Weekly Law Report 2. That the fundamental right of the citizen that Obasanjo has to write that letter to the president is in that Nigeria Weekly Law Report, that in the quoting of that judgment and the quoting of the case. That is not ordinary law. It's the law, fundamental right is the law that is above every law. Because it's inalienable and attached to the human being himself. Obasanjo is a citizen of Nigeria. He was born in Ogun State, I think that's Owu, that is Abeokuta in Ogun State. If Obasanjo write a letter, he's a Netherlands statesman, and he's a sensible fellow that has cerebrum, medulla oblongata, and olfactory lobe, that is always thinking, because he's a former head of state before Pa Muhammadu Buhari. He was a president of this country before Pa Muhammadu Buhari. They were together in the military. He senior Pa Muhammadu Buhari. Who is Muhammadu Buhari then? I saw the people like one of Nigeria personality, by Mr. Isasage and Ojuso Kalu. They came out instead for them to know, because Isasage supposed anytime that you have seen the someone that is a legal technicality or the issue of legal. You have to strictly construct your law book, and you don't need, as a legal practitioner, you don't need to say any other thing else. What you need to say is what his law says. Even the same thing happened to human rights activists. But it's because an unexpected appointment given to the Mr. Sasage, he started to say other things entirely. Is it Obasanjo does not have right to write a letter to the president? He was the part of the people. Muhammadu Buhari was the part of the person that praised Obasanjo. That was March 4, 2013, when Obasanjo wrote a letter to former President Jonathan. Muhammadu Buhari went to Abeokuta during the birthday of Obasanjo, started to praise Obasanjo in respect of the letter that he wrote. That is the person that can concern the head of the state or the leader of the country and the state that does not know what he's doing. That is today, Buhari does not know what he's doing. Now, that is why Obasanjo wrote a letter. That was Tuesday last week, on the 23rd of January 2018. Obasanjo has right to caution the sitting president, even by the virtue of Section 39, even to publicize it to everywhere, that we are not happy the way that we are governing the country. Because what Obasanjo made mention, I think that is 7 or 5, because that letter is a 30 pages of letters. He said that the poverty is rampant. The poverty is skyrocketed to everywhere in the nation, most especially within the masses of the country, because the government of Muhammadu Buhari is a government of Fulani, for Fulani, by the Fulani Herdsmen. It is because people does not know Buhari. Buhari is a person that has religion, is a religion and ethnicity by Godfrey fellow. See the way that he made his own appointment. He removed one NIH director now. Replace him with another Adamu or something like that. People now started to criticize that Adamu that is not a Nigerian. But within 2-3 days after, they came out from the presidency that is in Nigeria, but his wife is not Nigerian. Because they can perpetrate evil. Before you can do that, if you see the challenge, that someone from the citizens of the country challenge your cabinet, now they can perpetrate evil. Made it on the citizen by registration. But they have to publicize the background of the NIA director and his wife. Because before the people can come out and say that kind of things, normally we are in the democracy. Everybody have right to say what is wanted, as I said in the 39 of the Nigerian Constitution as amended. But people always caution before they can publicize anything, because they know people are always doing the investigation before they can come out and say the thing that they are saying. They know the deep down of that Adamu NIA DG before they came out and said that kind of things. Let the presidency publicize the background of NIA DG. That is why you brought someone from other country, Lake Chad or something like that. That is why those people that they say that they attack Benue people, they are from Lake Chad, they are from this. As you are putting the power of the country into the hand of the people, the person that is not well known to Nigerian. See me now, I'm a man of tribal mark, typical Yoruba man from Osun State. I'm an indigenous of our Negbedo local government. Everybody knows that I'm a typical Yoruba man. It is not necessary for someone to do any other investigation. No, let's know the detail of these people. You started to appoint your people from the northern part because you believe that you are more than everybody. They still have temerity to put one state that is a state of, we are born to govern, we are born to rule. Can you see the kind of corrosive insult to Nigerians? Which kind of population that you have in that place that other people that does not have? We are not more than 171 million. You started to make your appointment, put this one, IG from north, this one from north. Even he appointed someone that is not a part of the custom officer. He was working with Nigerian military soldier, which is not necessary to recognize in the democracy period by the virtue of Section 217 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. But it's because the man does not follow the rule of law. I mean, Pa Buhari. That is why he always appreciates those people that does not want democracy. When we were on the street to fight for the democracy, there are those people that are beating us to the state of coma because they don't want us to agitate for the democracy. They don't. When we starting the Babangida must go and Abada must go struggle, they are beating us to the state of coma, arrested us, illegally detained us based on Decree 2. Charge us to the court of law in respect of Decree 2 and for distressing and felony. If not be for the sake of Almighty God, they might have eliminated the life of many people in the struggle for the agitating for the democracy. So they are now putting those people into the power. But that is why we always appreciate our mentor and most powerful tutor, late Chief Ganifa Weyimi. He said it time without number several times that in any moment that you are putting either serving or ex-military into the corridor of democracy is an anathema, aberration, abomination, uncalled for, illegal, unconstitutional, and the crime against humanity. That is what we have now. But Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other people that follow Buhari to become a president of this country, they have to bury their face on shame now. We happy for the thing that is happened. Because they concoct a lot of lies, including Palai Mohammed, the spokesperson of APC or ACN before they translate to the APC. They started to packaging Buhari, the man, Buhari that does not know his own age. By the virtue of Section 131, subsection 1B says, for the someone that wants to be the president of the country must attain the 40 years of age. Muhammadu Buhari is now 73 or 74 or 75. But critically, he's at 85 years of age. I have an evidence which they wrote from the military camp when he was the head of the state. That is why I know the man does not have certificate of secondary school as requested by the section 131, subsection 1D of the Nigerian Constitution as amended. The same thing happened to section, the same thing happened to section 137, subsection 1J. That if you discover that someone does not have that certificate, quickly remove the person from the post. It's an illegal. It's a criminality for that person to continue to matching the 171 million people of the country. He said that he don't know his own age again for the president of the country, for God's sake. How can you expecting that kind of person to agitate that he must be reelected at that age? If it is possible, we will have appreciate that thought force. But not people like those cabas or former head of state, former president, former governor, former commissioner, former senators cannot be the leader of that thought force. Because most of them, they are those people putting us into this baptism of fire, calamity, captivity, and bondage. Because many of them, their hand had been soiled. See the PDP, they ruled for 60 years. Many of them, even the one that is not in the cabinet, Olisamentu, Secondus, the incumbent chairman of PDP now. You know that they have pending case in the EFCC. Ojiu Sokalu too that is talking. He embezzled the money of Abia State. His case is is a pending case during the time of Ribadu. No Ribadu as a chairman of EFCC. If not because of Anduaka, Mohamed Anduaka, is the one that used illegal capacity of Attorney General of the Federation to comfort Ojiu Sokalu. That Ojiu Sokalu that's supposed to be in the prison now came out and said another thing entirely. We don't have confidence in APC, no confidence in PDP. If you can have that third force, but they have monetarized everything now. If there's no money, normally by the virtue of section 222 to 224 of the Nigerian Constitution as amended, everybody have right to register his own political party. But you see the way the INEC putting everybody into the problem now. They were asking for this, asking for that. The case that has been won by late Chief Ganifa Alimi of blessed memory, that everybody have right to register the political party. During the National Consensus Party agitating for the more political party, and PRP of Balarabe Musa and MD Yusuf and others. But it's because PDP and AD was the only party and ANPP that we have, APP that we have then. They started to move from one place to another in order to do not allow Ganifa Alimi to register a political party. But if there's a space and a way that we can have another political party. But there's no way that you can put these people out of the place. Instead for Nigerians, there's someone that can know how to think in order to put these people apart. They will continue to pray in the church, in the mosque, every day. It is only Nigeria that you can see the Christian and Muslim and traditional religion practitioner to continue to pray from Friday to the Monday. If you go to any places, you will see them. It's because they have one voice. Then they love themselves. Even in the Bible, in the biblical quotation, in the book of Isaiah chapter 1, verse 15, it is not necessary for you to continue praying. The more you pray, the God said that I can't allow you, I can't listen to your prayer. Even in the Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 12 too, he said that it is not necessary for you to fasting or to make a ritual or unnecessary things. But if he gives us an advice in the Proverbs chapter 6, verse 5, make sure to hijack yourself from those people that they are matching you. Instead for Nigeria to think into that level, they will continue. Let them continue to do it. Even many people does not know the name of his own councillor, not to talk of the chairman, and to say the Senate president or House of Rep. But if you can have a third party, that one will have better. But which way that we can use is the what we can think of starting from now, before that 2019. The governor of my state, Governor Rauf Aregbesola, he too is a saboteur, because the man can say something today and change it tomorrow. It's because there's no proper agreement and reconciliation within him and his boss, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with Muhammadu Buhari in the presidency. That is why you have seen what he's doing now. There's a space in Osun State which Fulani Herdsmen occupy. Even in my town, the Fulani are there. They are putting their cow from one place to another. When you go there today, you will see it there. You will see all of them, they are walking from one place to another. Normally they are Nigeria, but notwithstanding, there must be a regulation. Because the thing that is happening at Benue today can happen in that place tomorrow. It is happening in Osun State now, which they are not expecting. Meanwhile, Buhari is the grand patron of that Meyetiala group. That is why the chairman of Meyetiala saying another thing, that Meyetiala group is like Afenifere. Is it Afenifere killing the people? This is not the first time that Meyetiala or Herdsmen started to killing the people. They have killing them at Ogbomoso side. Ibarapa side area in Oyo State. They have killing a lot of people there. Even Buhari and Buba Marwa, they went to that place. They said it categorically that you are killing our people. They said it that the Yoruba people are killing them, attacking their people. That is to say, he accepted that Fulani Herdsmen is his own people. But for Aregbesola, you have to do the way that you can caution them. Let them do the registration. Have an ID card, state ID card, proper court affidavit. To let them make an oath of sworn that if I transgress the law of the state, you can use the arm of the law of the state against me. Let them do that first. But for him to say the only word is not the word they are expecting. See Ekiti State now. They made it as a law. They brought out of the people that monitoring the situation of these people. They brought those people too. That's Meyetiala group. Monitoring your people on your own. After all, they still kill 2 people there or 3 people before the governor of that state called them that if any other thing come again like this, you as a chairman of that Meyetiala, I will arrest you, put you to the court, send you to the jail. Let Aregbe do that one first. Then, in addition, Aregbe too must to lay the good foundation for the some month that is have in that power. The governor that is now turned the federal system of government into parliamentary system of government for the local government election, councillorship election, not local government election per se, councillorship election. That is why don't ever lay the bad precedents. Make sure to follow the rule of law. Even if it is affect you, follow the rule of law. What we call the rule of law is like a law of Almighty God. Any moment that you follow the Bible and the Quran, there's no way that you can mislead your people in the religious congregation. The same thing happened to rule of law too. It is not possible. Many people opposed and boycotted that councillorship election because they know for the OSEC, Osun State Independent Electoral Commission, they are not an independent. They say that there's a court injunction from the Federal Court, Abuja, another court injunction from the State High Court, Ilesa. Instead, for the state government to appear on that I think that on 23rd of this month to attend to the court litigation at that Ilesa. That was on Thursday. They quickly make a public announcement that there was an holiday on Thursday and Friday. Ever in the history of this country, even if you want to do the federal presidency election, is he any president giving us Thursday, Friday for holiday? But it's because they don't want to attend to that court of law before Justice Adegoke. They refuse to go. That is why I said, don't ever lay the bad precedent. But that crisis came from our Attorney General, Basiru Ajibola. The man manipulating the things as if that is the alpha and omega of the law. You might have be a PhD or any other thing. It's ordinarily certificated. That is why I made mention that series of legal practitioners that we have in this country. I think that our Attorney General is ordinary political and democracy legal practitioner. If you are a constitutional legal practitioner, you must follow that rule of law if it has affected you. They are now putting all of their people into the power. Pronounce ordinary name. Instead for the INEC to follow the rule of law too, they follow them dogmatically. Then they are expecting other people to myopic on their bed or to myopic on the makukapa, which is not possible. You can't ever see the constitutional fellow of that state to koto on their parole. It is not possible. That's it.
Thank you very, very much, Alpha Revolution. We appreciate your insightful comment and analysis. We hope that when we call you again, you grant us the honor to also be here again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.